Hey fellas, welcome to another video. It's your boy Vinny XBL back. And we're going to be, of course, previewing now tonight's game. It's only in about, what, like 3 hours now, maybe? I'm not too sure what the time is, actually. It's almost the afternoon. But, yeah, we're not too far away from Carlton, Melbourne tonight in the AAMI Community Series. Round 1. There is only one round, but, yeah. It's going to be a good match tonight, no doubt about that. I'm definitely looking forward to it. It couldn't be any better for us, man. It couldn't be any better for Carlton supporters, to be honest, to verse Melbourne round 1. I mean, in this official preseason game before the season gets underway, because it's really going to be good to see how we exactly go, especially because they have close to a full strength team, and us, we're almost kind of the opposite. Like we don't have Walsh, Curnow, both injured. I'm not too sure how bad Curnow's injury is. Obviously, everyone knows about Walsh's injury. Mackay's back in the team, which is a good thing. But yeah, we've got Walsh out. We've got Curnow out. We've got Weeders out. He's simply just having a rest. Hopefully there's nothing else to that. Just simply just having a rest from the game and getting ready for the 2022 season in 2 weeks. But yeah, so those are like the 3 big outs, and the worst part is it's legit one in every position. Like it's one in all 3 sections of the ground. One in forward, one in the midfield, and one in back line. Obviously, probably apart from Harry Mackay, arguably the 3 best in their positions too. Well, definitely Weeders and Walsh. And obviously Harry Mackay would have to be our main forward for sure. But yeah, like it's going to be very interesting to see what actually happens tonight. I'm very looking forward to it, guys. I will put a link down below. I'm of course doing a watch along for the game tonight. Feel free to jump into that. Yeah, and I'm just gonna treat it like any other game, man. I'm gonna be passionate, of course. I'm gonna, of course, I won't be like, banging things or whatever if we lose, because it is a practice match still, after all. But of course, I'll still be cheering the boys on, no doubt about that. Celebrating goals and all that. Getting, a bit frustrated if we slip up, let Melbourne score, etc., etc. But yeah, I just wanted to get that out there. Now let's really get into, I guess, the matchups and what to expect from tonight's game. It's gonna be interesting in the midfield, mainly because they have arguably, the best midfield in the comp with Petrarca, Oliver, and of course you can't forget about Max Gawn. Gawn is one of a kind. He's an absolute superb ruckman, and he can even play up forward, which we saw later on in 2021. But yeah, look, and obviously they'll be against most likely Cripps, Chera. The big issue for us in the midfield, is our ruckman, and that's Pitternet. Didn't get to see him play much last year. He was injured and basically just out for the rest of the season after that. So, but when he did play, I did see some glimpse of hope. He's going to be nowhere near the level of your Grundys, Gawns, Nick Natses. Just forget about that. He could be in the future, but I'm not too sure how old he actually is already. But yeah, look, that's probably the thing we really need to work on at the end of 2022 in the trade period, is a ruckman for sure. Depending how Pitters goes, who knows? He could have an unbelievable year. We just don't know just yet. But a ruckman is honestly so crucial because he's always in the game because he does the majority of the ruck work. And it's just going to be interesting to... Well, it's also a good test for him to see how he goes up against Gawn, because Gawn is an elite ruckman. Moves up forward sometimes, and it still won't be easy for Pitternet if he stays in ruck, because he'll have to verse Jackson, who is an upcoming ruckman, and he's great too. And see, I don't know what we're going to do for a backup ruckman, because we can't chuck Mackay in ruck, because he's our only tall forward, I believe, that's going to be in the forward line tonight. And we can't just go out, we can't put De Koning in ruck because he's not playing, he's injured. So that's also another pretty big blow, because just for the backup ruckman. And De Koning also, he's pretty good in the forward line, he does his job, he's got a good set of hands and all that, so that's definitely a big loss too. But yeah, obviously the main losses, I've already mentioned them. Their losses, they've lost, the only one I can really think of or remember is Salem. Salem is not playing for them in the back line. That's all I know. If there's any Melbourne fans that are going to watch this, let me know who else isn't playing for them, because I can't fully remember. I'll check after this video. But they did have, I think there were 2 big outs for Melbourne, and Salem was one of them. I can't fully remember who the other ones were. But look, forward line's going to be interesting too now, because obviously Harry Mackay's back, first game for him the entire year. Did not play in the practice matches, the intra-club matches. He didn't do any of that. So he's just going to go straight in here and just go into his first game in the official... I like to call it the official practice match. Like the practice matches you saw, what was it, last week? They were just like, I guess, just to really see a glimpse of players and stuff. Now we're like really talking about, like, this is why I call them official, because it's a full team on team, just full 20-minute game, 4 quarters, nothing more to it. It's like an official game, just without the points involved, and without full strength teams. But yeah, look, the forward line for us is gonna be decent. We are gonna have Mackay. Jesus will probably be in the forward line. Potentially. I think Fish might be in there too if he's playing. You're going to tell me how to beat you guys in the comments if I say one of these players and they're not playing. Because I briefly just looked through who's not playing. Just to get more of an eye on what to expect. And obviously the key ones that stood out was Walsh, Weeders, and Charlie Gurno. So correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, of course, probably Fisher. He normally plays on the wings. So and of course I can't forget about Stewart too in the midfield as well. Who is a tagger, if I'm correct. So that'll be interesting to see him in action too. He'll most likely be on Oliver or Petrarca, not too sure yet, of course. But back to the forward line with Mackay. Jesus has a good pair of hands. So I do really rate Jesus. I've always really, a couple of years ago I didn't really rate him, and then once and then all of a sudden he just started to find some form, and since then I've really rated Jesus without a doubt. Which of course is Jack Silvani. And I reckon he can have a big year for sure. Of course, I don't think Kennedy's playing because our midfield is already stacked enough. But he might be on the bench, so that might be okay. But yeah, look, Kennedy is a guy I've mentioned to my mate too. I can see a big year from Kennedy if he gets game time. Obviously, pretty big shoes to fill now with obviously the new players we got from the trade period in the trade window to chuck in the midfield, like Cherrett and Chewett, both midfield players. And Kennedy, it's gonna really be hard for him to get into the main team. So I'm not too sure what's going to happen there. And of course another one is Paddy Dow. I did see some good glimpses of him. Now, if anyone who knows me personally has talked to me before, you will know I have got a massive agenda just against Paddy Dow. I've never been a fan of Paddy, but second half of last year, and even the first, honestly, basically all year, he really proved to me that he's really not a big dud that I've been making him out to be this entire time. He really did, he was nothing phenomenal, no superstar sort of stuff, but definitely proved that, he's got the pace, he's got the ability, he's pretty good at kicking the footy, in terms of just, accuracy and all that. So with Mackay, Jesus, Jesus might have to be our second tall, man. Seriously, because Jesus, he's pretty tall. Nothing near Mackay, but I feel like he might have to be because we don't have Charlie Kerner, who's our second big tall. And of course now when Pitters, might come to the forward line for a bit, like he did in the practice match against St Kilda last week. He did decent. He kicked the goal. Took a nice hanger inside the box. Inside the square. And yeah, kicked the goal. So that was always good to see. There's not been much hype at all around Pitters, and I don't blame anyone for that. It's a tough one with Pittner because you don't really know what you're going to get. We got him from Hawthorn, where obviously he wasn't even their main ruckman at the time. And he didn't play too much last year, if I am correct, of course, because I watch every game of Carlton, obviously. Die-hard fan, always will be, and always have. And from what I can recall, I Pitters was injured and therefore missed basically the whole second half of the year, I believe. So it's going to be interesting who actually comes into ruck. Who knows? Maybe a Mitch McGovern from the back line, which we'll get into in a second. But Harry Mackay simply can't, because we need our main tall forward in the forward line to take some grabs, to kick some goals and all that. I really hope Mackay's worked on his kicking, because basically all last year he did win the Coleman, so very good job to Mackay for that. That's the only thing Carlton won last year. But he loves having a bit of a snap, and you know what? I've always gone by, you know what, if you feel more confident having a snap at goal, then just go for the snap at goal. I don't see why not. But I do feel like he still needs to work on his drop punt a bit, because it's not the best. He did kick quite a few behind last year from drop punts, and even a few from snaps. But I'm saying, if any of you guys watched much Carlton games last year, Harry Mackay would legit be maybe 20 metres out, on the right side of goals, and then of course, because he's the lefty, go for the snap legit 25 to 20 metres out. And I really hope he has improved in his drop punt kicking for sure after pre-season, which of course is also a bit hard because he's also been injured. This is his first game for the year, so I don't know how much training he's done, etc, etc. But I really hope to see at least Mackay kick a few tonight for sure. Let's talk about the back line, because this is going to be interesting. No weeders, no weetering, which is automatically a big blow. But on the bright side, we've got Lockie Young, our new recruit as well, that we picked up from the draft period, trade period. And I'm very excited to see how Lockie Young goes tonight. I reckon. I don't recall seeing him too much at the Bulldogs. I'm pretty sure he played most games, but I just don't. I didn't really watch too many Bulldogs games last year. But I can say that I'm very excited to see Lockie Young play and see what he's all about. See if he can fill any sort of shoes that Wiedering could fill. Not near the skill ability of Wiedering, because Wiedering's on a different level. But Lockie Young, I feel like if he can really go at it hard, I don't see why he can't be such a good backman for us. It's just another one, especially with Jones gone. With Liam Jones out, who was a pretty big player for us, those are the shoes he kind of has to fill, and they're pretty big shoes because Jones was a big part in our backline last year and the year before, etc, etc. Also Sard, I'm excited to see Sard play again, man. He can run all day, that fella. I've always been a big fan of Sard, even when he was back at the Bombers, no doubt about it. I've always liked Sard, and I feel like Sard will have a good game. I feel like Sard will have a good year as well. I don't see why he can't. He can run all day, he's got good hands, he's got a monstrous kick, a very good accurate kick too, and that's the best parts about Sardi. What else in the back line? Oh yeah, what I wanted to talk about was of course Mitch McGovern. Now that's the interesting one. We've moved him there this year. Voss has moved him to the back line. And I'm very intrigued to see how he goes, because he is fairly tall, so he will be a tall backman for us. And I'm really excited to see how McGovern actually goes, because of course he's been a forward ever since he's been at the club. I think he was only a forward at where did we get him from? I believe it was Adelaide. I want to say Adelaide or West Coast or something along those lines, but yeah, look, so it's going to be really interesting to see. Obviously, I'm pretty sure all pre-season he's been training in the back line. He's been doing the back line work. He's been doing it all. I'm sure he's gone up to Wiedering and asked for some tips or some stuff for the back line. But, yeah, I honestly feel like Mitch McGovern might be the guy that takes our kick-outs, or Sard. One of the two will take our kick-outs for sure. Most likely Sard, to be fair. But, really excited to see McGovern in action in the back line. That's going to be interesting against a very good forward line of Melbourne, which of course I'll start talking about Melbourne now and really what to expect from the D's. But of course they are the reigning premiers, and they're in almost top notch. Their team is almost top notch, like it was on grand final day. not much has changed in their lineup going into this game, apart from Salem out and a few other big names out, I believe. But it's interesting because with Carlton's backline, Melbourne have great forwards. Ben Brown being one of them. I wouldn't be surprised if honestly Lockie Young maybe gets that hard job of going on Ben Brown or McGovern. And Saad. The thing with Saad now also is he loves running up the pitch, getting a little 1-2 and then just bang straight to the middle of the ground. Loves absolutely exploding. Just through the middle of the ground. So it's going to be interesting to really see how Saad can go staying on his man tonight. I'm not too sure who he's going to be on. But of course, like, Melbourne have Fritsch, they have Ben Brown, they've got, what's his face? Tom McDonald, I believe. They've got a good forward line, man. That's all I can really say. Now, if we go to the Carlton forward line and talk about their backs, they're probably even better. They've got Stephen May, they've got Lever, which are probably two of the best backs in the comp. Like, they are such a good combination, and one of the main reasons, especially May, as to why Melbourne went all the way last year. So, I'm very much looking forward to tonight, but of course there's also some doubt in my mind, like, same old Carlton. But, it's a great test. I'm not going to beat myself up too much over it. It's going to be a great test against the reigning premiers, no doubt about that. And I'm more than excited to see just how we do go tonight, Obviously, I always tip with Carlton. I always tip for Carlton to win. It's hard to say they are going to win this game, especially with the outs. If we had our strongest team, then I guess you could say there was some hope, but I just don't really see us winning this game. So I'm going to have to say I reckon the D's will get over us tonight. But it's... At the end of the day, man, like I did say, it is a practice match. It's the official practice match, I like to call it, of the season. You only get one, and we get to versus the best team in the comp who were premiers last season. So I'm actually that's what I'm excited about, because we get to really see what we're all about against the premiers of last year. And it's not like they're going to take it easy or anything like that. They're going to go hard. And the midfield's going to be interesting. For us, we've got Cripps, Chera, Stewart, Pidner in the ruck, and then they have Oliver, Petrarca. They've got Gorn in ruck, and their fourth man. Why can I not remember their fourth man? But yeah, anyways, all I need to mention is Oliver and Petrarca, and bang, you've already got an elite midfield. And then just add Max Gorn on top of that, and you've got an exceptional midfield, with just Gorn in the ruck just to top it off, So it's going to be a hard-fought game, man, no doubt about that. I do have faith in the boys like I always do. I'll leave a link to the watch-along down below. Of course, I will be supporting them like always, giving it my all while watching them. And I hope you guys can come in and join me tonight for Melbourne versus Carlton in round 1 of the AAMI Community Series. The only round. I don't even know why it's got a round 1 next to it. It's legit the only round. And yeah, guys, 2 weeks away from the actual season. There will be more videos along the way before those 2 weeks. More previews. I'm gonna do like a full Carlton prediction preview within the coming days or so. But for now, we're just going to take it day by day. We're going to get this video out, just previewing the Melbourne-Carlton clash, and of course I will review it most likely either later on tonight, of course, because the game will be done about 10 o'clock, or tomorrow afternoon or something, and I'll just get it out by then. But yeah, guys, that's where it's going to be me for now. Hope you guys enjoyed, man. Sorry about that. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's been your boy Vinny XBL. Let me know what you guys think are going to win tonight. Let me know if you come across this video. Let me know. Leave a comment. What team do you go for, and who are you versing in the community series this week? But I will leave it there for now. It's been your boy Vinny XBL, guys. Please like, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, fellas. Go Blues.